those of you who were on the live with us on Sunday, you'll remember that we discussed a few things concerning college education, whether or not college is something that we should definitely, be doing at this point, this age, as far as making enough money to overcome poverty is concerned. Remember, we are still on the series on overcoming poverty and disease, and we are trying to hit on any aspect of life that can help us overcome poverty and disease. So, our last show, we discussed whether or not college education is overrated. But today we are continuing in the same line, and we want to also explore other options that we can get in terms of being able to make enough money to overcome poverty and disease if you don't get college education. But before that, let's go on our health tip for the day. And the health tip we have today is that exercise, 30 minutes of exercise daily, 30 to 45 minutes of exercise daily is proven to improve your health. You probably know that already, right? We just want to remind you, if you are not exercising, it is a good time to start exercising. And exercise 30 minutes to 45 minutes a day. If you can do it every day, and you can do, say, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or however the days you can arrange them, as long as you become consistent. 30 minutes 3 times a week or 30 minutes every day of the week, it's going to really jumpstart your health. Your heart is going to be healthy. You're going to have a better heart. If you are struggling with blood pressure problems, it's going to help you control it. It may not substitute your medication, but at least it may make you take less medicine to control your blood pressure. And so that is one health tip concerning exercise. The other thing that exercise will also do is going to improve your sense of well-being. When you exercise, it is known scientifically that some chemicals are released. We call them endorphins, feel-good chemicals. And those chemicals, when they are released, it makes you feel a good sense of well-being. You feel good. So if you have tried it, you will know. If you are a person who exercises consistently and you stop, the moment you go back, you feel different. And yesterday when I exercised, my day this morning was unique because of the fact that I exercised yesterday. It permeated through the night. I feel better, and that happens to everybody. So if you're not feeling good, if you are feeling slow, whatever it is that you think maybe harming you, just infuse exercise, consistent exercise, because you're going to release chemicals called endorphins, and those endorphins are going to improve upon your health, your sense of well-being. Your depression can go down. If you are depressed, try exercise. I have testimonies of people who overcame their depression or mental health challenge using exercise. So that is your health tip for the day and for the week as we move on with the show. And I think those are important things that we need to really address on. All right. I believe that you are going to exercise. If you have not been already exercising, I believe that from today, since you know it's a health tip, you are going to start exercising. So now let's move on with what we have planned today. Today, our topic, as you may have learned, is again under the, overcoming poverty and disease. We want to talk about the best jobs out there or best career opportunities out there that can make you overcome poverty and disease without going to college, without going to get a degree from a university or any higher education institution. So that is what we are going to talk about. We're not going to spend too much time. So I want you to stick around and follow through with the live. Do not leave. And we want to make sure that we definitely hit on a lot of things for that topic today. And already I see one comment. I like that comment from brother, friend, and Mr. Hamza. He's saying that, let me see if I can bring his comment up. He just put a thumbs up. Good. All right. I like that. So definitely put a thumbs up if you like the show. If you want to share it, also bring a thumbs up or click the share button and let other people definitely enjoy the show. So yes, we are going to talk about best jobs out there that do not require college education. what are some of the things that you can do? Still make enough money so that you won't have to go to college. Some of us, we know we want to go to college, all right, but time is not on our side. And so we want to talk about some of the best things out there that we could do that will help us so that we can overcome poverty. All right. So we are going to talk about a few things. Now, before I'm going to share with you a slide after this few things that I'm going to show you. But just as a general thing that I want to bring up, you may be asking, weren't you here last week talking about the importance of college education and stuff? Well, I was, but this is also important because not everybody can go to college. Not everybody has the time, actually. Age is such that maybe at where they are in their life, it is not going to be possible. So they still want to overcome their poverty, and this is a way of showing people what areas of employment, what sectors of the economy will still be able to offer you higher paying jobs. So do not leave until we have brought and talked about all those areas, so that if you are looking, even if you need some training in that area, having that knowledge will help you search for a job in a place where you can definitely make a lot of money. All right, so that you won't be in poverty. All right, so that is what we are going to talk about, and some of the reasons why there are places where you don't need a college education. Those places are actually increasing. Some of the reasons is because since COVID started, a lot of people, you may ask why, and the reason is that since COVID started, a lot of people who were nearing retirement age, a lot of those people retired. They took early retirement. Why? Because they didn't want to be exposed to the disease. So they rather took an early retirement. Maybe they were 60 and they had 5 years, but they had enough money accrued for retirement that they didn't need to keep working. So they took early retirement. I remember in my own sector, in the area that I work, a few people retired. Even though they were on the bench working, they could have still been working, but just because of the fact that the disease had hit and they wanted to protect themselves, they want to spend more time with their family, with the rest of the time they have, they just took an early retirement. So that is one reason why there are jobs increasing that are going to be not going to require you for college education, a college degree. All right. The other reason why there is a lot of jobs out there that do not require college degree is because the unemployment is very low. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of opportunities open that cannot be filled. And for that matter, if you don't have a college degree, chances are that you may land on a job which you previously wouldn't be able to get. Why? Because the unemployment is so low. Just a few people are not employed. And for that reason, there are more jobs out there that are looking for people to work. And so if you take advantage now, you are going to make money. You're going to be able to get a job that is going to pay you enough money, which will make you overcome poverty. So that is one reason why. The other reason is that because of COVID also, a lot of the entry from immigrants were stopped. On the southern border, there was a total ban of people coming in. And apart from that, even travel around the entire continental USA was obviously stopped. Travel inside was obviously stopped. So many more of the labor that could have been coming in to take jobs have actually gone down. And because of that, there is a huge demand for skilled labor. Whether or not that labor requires a college education is not something that they're looking for. They just want people who want to work. And that is another reason why there are jobs out there that do not require college education, but for which you can be paid good money so you overcome poverty. And the other reason that I also wrote down here is that many people have also become their own bosses. Many people are entrepreneurs now. With the advent of COVID, a lot of people set up their own businesses. When they were home and did not have the opportunity to go out and work, they developed their own business. So a lot of people who were in the workforce, who were being employed by people, stopped because they now established their own businesses. However, whatever kind of business, some of them online, other businesses that we cannot talk about now. But definitely, new businesses have been started, and so people who are seeking jobs have reduced, thereby giving more people the opportunity to get new jobs out there and make money, even without a college degree. And I think I may have another one. Um, the other one, I think that's all. That's all for the things that I wrote. There could be more reasons why there's more need for people who do not have college degree. There could be more, but those are the ones that I wrote down. And I'm going to go briefly onto a few of those sectors, and then after that, we're going to go to the Department of Labor Statistics, which I used last time, so that we can use them to definitely their data to see what we can do. All right, so that is that for you. Now, some of the areas, since I just talked about it, some of the areas and sectors that are open for business now, which are hiring a lot of people without college degree, include aviation. If you apply to, as a matter of fact, I set up this topic before yesterday, but just yesterday in the news, I heard that American Airlines and some of the other major airlines are hiring people, and they have lowered their standard. They used to require in certain jobs that people have a college degree, but they lowered those standards. They don't need a college degree anymore for such positions. Just yesterday, which is interesting. So in aviation, there is a high demand for labor, some of which do not, in fact, most of which used to demand that you have a college degree or higher education, but no more required. So that is one. And the other area is healthcare. There's healthcare administration. You may need a bachelor's degree for an administrative position, but in other areas in healthcare, there is demand for people. Home healthcare, all those other subgroups under the major sector called healthcare are also, looking for people who are not college educated, who may not have a college degree or university degree. As long as you're willing to work and you're available to be trained, they will train you. Even in some administrative positions, if you have some college without a bachelor's degree, you may still be able to land a job that pays you good. And the other area is in entertainment and also in sports. That's another area. You don't need college education to be in that sector to find a well-paying job. And we're going to head on some of the numbers as far as how much they'll be paying you in a little bit. But I'm just going right now and talking about, in general terms, which areas that are looking for people without a college degree. And definitely entertainment and sports is one of them. Coaches, you don't need a bachelor's degree to be a coach, of a basketball team, in places that have the demand for it. Also, as far as health, is concerned, that's linked to sports, health, exercise and workout trainers and all those are in demand. Now, people have businesses staying in their home and using video, as I'm using now, to set up businesses where they are showing for people how to exercise. We just talked about importance of exercise, right? How people can better their lives. Just a business that you don't need a bachelor's degree for, and they are doing it. So healthcare and obviously and in entertainment. Entertainment is obvious, you don't need a degree to land a job in any of the careers in entertainment. You may need a degree in a managerial position, if you want to be a producer, a script writer, you may need those degrees, but you don't need a degree to be an actor. You don't need a degree. If you're good, you're good. So all those areas have openings that would definitely pay you enough money for you to overcome poverty. All right. And the other place, very huge sector, is construction. Construction is big. I know that in the US, the housing market has slowed down a little bit, but that notwithstanding, construction is open. I can say that it is one of the major consistently viable sectors that are employing people who don't have college degrees. You don't need a college degree to be a home builder. You don't need a college degree to be a carpenter. You just need some training, some certification. You don't need no advanced degree in such areas. People who lay floors, they are making big money. And as I said, if you stick with me for a little bit, we're going to go on the numbers and see how much money these people are making. And some of them, some of the incomes that they are making, a college graduate may not even make, because they have they are in a sector that pays them good. So that is one thing that you need to pay attention to. Construction, people who are roof layers, who are building, people who are building roads, people who are also in plumbers. You don't need a college degree to be a plumber. You don't need a college degree to be an electrician. All those individual areas are paying people huge sums of money, and you don't need a college degree for that. You just have to get your training, some of which may be a year, maybe 2 years, sometimes even less, and then you land a job which can pay you thousands of dollars every year. And as I said, we're going to hit on the numbers from the Department of Labor Statistics in a minute. The other one is people in maintenance and repair. I think after construction, those people also come. People in maintenance and repairs. So obviously I mentioned plumbing. If you're a plumber, you could do that. And apart from that, all the other areas of maintenance that you can think of, people are getting money. People are getting a huge, satisfaction from being in these positions, and they didn't need college education. They don't need university education. They don't need any advanced degrees. All they need is just a skill set and the willingness to work, and you can land a job that will pay you enough money for you to be above the poverty line. And apart from that, I also have two more. The other one is transportation. The transportation sector also employs a lot of people without degrees. You don't need a degree to be a school bus driver. You don't need a degree to be a tractor trailer driver. You don't need, in the US, it's a huge business. People who drive, cargo from state to state, and you don't need a degree for that. They are making hundreds, tens of thousands of dollars per year, if I should say, and living a good life. Being their own boss, just driving. And that is another place where you can have a good job and not be in college. Granted that you have to be healthy when you're a driver. We'll talk about that some other time, because sitting down for too long may not be good as a driver of a cargo van or a tractor trailer. So we'll talk about that. All right. So that's another topic, another time. All right. So transportation, definitely transportation. And in transportation, it's not just the tractor trailers. It's a huge and it's broad. Transportation is broad, as you definitely know. It's definitely very, very, very broad. Transportation. You can talk about even in an airline. It also comes under transportation. The rail business, on the train, you can find a job. Everywhere you go. And apart from that, what we are all already used to, right? Uber driving and all those are all jobs that you can get without a college degree. The only thing is you may not, unless you do it full time, you may not make enough money to overcome poverty. But if you definitely need a job, some people are making careers out of Uber. That's what they do. I drove, I think I traveled, was it in Florida? Yeah. And people, that's all they do. They invest in a nice vehicle, and what they do is they just go around picking. They have deals with the airports and stuff like that, and they just hang around and just keep driving people, and they are making a lot of money. You don't need a college degree to drive a car for Uber or whatever. You can Lyft and any of those companies like that. So definitely transportation, and I'm just going around a few of them. There's more, especially in the area that you may be watching me from. It may not be Uber, but it may be another kind of business that has a similar appeal. Definitely transportation. and also hospitality and hotel management. You may not obviously be a manager, but some people don't have college degrees, but they are managing in a hotel. You can do that. And obviously, when it comes to the incomes, it may not be as high as you think, but it is enough to make you just jump over the poverty line. So that is what we are about. We want to destroy. We are enemies of poverty. So we just want to point out to you that there are sectors there. So if you don't have a college degree, don't say that, as for me, I'm going to remain this. No, no, no. Just shoot for the right places. And if you do, I can assure you that you are definitely going to have a better job, a better life, and you're going to enjoy yourself in doing so. All right. So those are six of them. And the last but not the least that I'm going to touch on is IT and computer engineering, computer programmers, and you don't need a degree. Yes, there's a degree for computer science, which you can go to school for, become a computer engineer, become your own skilled IT network person, whatever it is. You can get it in college. But I can tell you that there are also courses like 6 months, 6 weeks, I should say, and people just go through a very thorough, rigorous computer education training just for six weeks, I think. And all they do is they train you to become a programmer. And once you are done and you pass, you get a certification, you can get a job in the IT industry. And people are making it in the US without college. Some people even go to college, and after that, if they want to change jobs and become an IT expert, they go on that route, not another degree, but on that quick route of, going through that quick training and getting certification to be an IT expert. So no college degree, all right, maybe a high school education, high school diploma. But if you can just do those things, you can land a job in an IT, person, and close, if depending on where you are, over 50,000, depending on over where you are. Some people 6 figures, depending on where you are, and also what you do, your specialty and stuff like that. So those are some of the things that you want to we want to bring to you in general terms. Now, after the general terms, I want us to go to another the website of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and then we're going to talk about specific amounts in some of the areas that I've already mentioned. Specific amounts that they see people earning. All right. And by the way, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, so I'm not making this up, they're saying that between 2020 and 2030, projects that, the BLS, or the Bureau of Labor Statistics, they are projecting that between 2020 and 2030, about 60%, 60% of new jobs in the economy will be in occupations that don't typically require an associate, bachelor's, or graduate degree. And this is we are exactly in the middle of the projection. It says between 2020 and 2030, over 60% of new jobs. So if you don't have a college education, don't frown and don't think like life is over or you got to stay in poverty. No, 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 no way, no way, no way. So that is not the end of it. If you don't have a college degree, there's still money out there that you can make and overcome poverty. And new sectors, and as a matter of reference to what I just said, it says 60% of new jobs in the economy, 60. That's more than half of the new jobs that are going to be created do not require a college degree. And as I told you, as recently as yesterday in the news, I'm hearing some sectors that have thrown out their college degree requirement for jobs because they don't have the people to work. So they will take whoever and make sure that they train them, with the skills that they need to fill those jobs. All right. Now, there's going to be a caveat. I'm going to wait until the end, just before we wrap up. I'll bring you the caveat. So don't take this just like that. There's a caveat for this. So yes, let's go on to the next place and we'll see, what the Department of Labor Statistics has shown here. If you see, it's saying that, let me see if I can bring this This is table of fast-growing, well-paying occupations related to construction and installation that do not typically require a college degree. So remember, we mentioned construction, right? So these jobs do not require college degree. They do not require college degree in construction. And look at how they are being paid. If you look closely, we're talking about the median, which is the annual wage of 2021, the number of people employed in that sector, and I don't think that's a number of people. That's too slow, too soft. I mean, too few, I should say. In employment growth projected 2020 to 30 in percentage. So these are the specifics. If you talk about how many people are going to be employed, the job opportunities that are going to be open, these are specific to the sector. And then we on the top here too, there's occupational openings that are projected in their annual average. We'll go to typical education needed for entry. So the typical education that may be needed. College degree may not be required, but you may need a high school diploma. So those are that's where we're going to see those. And then also typical experience needed for entry. Do you need an experience for entry? It's going to also tell us. And then a typical on the job training needed for competency. So how much they will train you on the job for you to become an expert in that field that they are hiring you at. And this specific one is for construction, right? All right. So if we go to wind turbine service technicians, look at the median annual wage. That is huge. Is what? 50 in 2021. So it may have actually gone up in 2022, especially now after COVID and the job situation has changed so much. $56,000 per year. And this person doesn't need, if you go on that line, this person doesn't need college. All they need is post-secondary non-degree award. Post-secondary non-degree award. And then as far as experience is concerned, say typical experience is none. They don't need any experience. None right there. And then also, as far as typical on-the-job training needed for competency, it says long-term. So you're going to be on the job for long-term to be actually able to get enough experience to do your job as a full technician. So wind turbine service, $56,000 per year. Now, I don't know what other college graduates get right out of school. The people don't get it like that. It depends on how high you go, even in college, to be able to make that. So that is a huge one. Now, if you go to the next one, it's a solar photovoltaic installers. I'll just call it solar panel installers to make it easier, right? And they are also making $47,670 per year. And all they do is they install. I mean, I had a solar installed in my house and it didn't take them more than 3 hours. They were done and they are gone. And they are making this much money. Solar installers, solar voltaic installers, however widespread that is. So that is another one. And then it's saying that 52% growth in terms of percentage between now, 2020 and 2030. So the increase is going to continue. And then occupational openings that are projected is right there. And then the most important thing that I want you to see is all that is needed is what? A high school diploma or equivalent. High school diploma or equivalent. So you don't just succumb to a factory job just because you didn't go to high school, you didn't go to university, or you didn't go to college. You can get something like this. All you need is some training. And then you get in there. Once you get employed, they will train you. There may also even be certifications out there that can help you get a fast track in there, which is way cheaper than going to college, right? And then it's saying that typical on-the-job training is moderate term. So you don't need too much time on the job to be trained as a technician or an installer of photovoltaic cells, stuff like that. And the next one is security and fire alarm system installers. So if you are already somebody who is interested in electronics, and you don't have a college degree, you can navigate. It will be in your passion. You are already dealing with electronics, and it's going to make you money. And as you can tell, it's saying that they are also making 48,320 on the median wage. 48,000. And as I'm saying, this is higher than most graduate entry positions that you may find out there. So, security and fire alarm system installers, these people who are going around installing alarm systems, security systems, either for homes or for companies, that's a way to go. You don't need a college for that. And I like that. Really like that. And then also it says that you don't need a high school diploma for that. All you need, it says high school diploma is okay, but it's equivalent. So all you need is a high school diploma. I'm sorry about that. And then there's typical experience needed. You don't need any experience for that job. You don't need any experience. And this is data from the government, so I'm not making this up. You don't need any experience for that. The other thing that is on our list is people who are floor layers, carpet layers, wood and hardwood tiles. It says floor layers, except carpet, wood, and hardwood tiles. They probably have, yes, they have a different column on the bottom there. So floor layers, I don't know what it means to be saying floor layers. I'm not in construction, so those in construction may understand it better. And they are also making a median income of $48,000, $48,000 a year, which is not bad for somebody that does not need a college education. And if you look at education that is needed, it's saying that no formal education credential. Oh my God. You went to school for all this while, no formal education. No formal education. I'm telling you, no formal education. Wow. No formal education required for this one. No, you don't need to step in school to get this job, to be a floor layer, and yet you'll be making $48,000 in US. I mean, I know in other places it may be different, but when the demand is high here, it's going to be high everywhere else because, as I said last week, this is representative of a lot of other countries. So, floor layers, no formal education credential needed, no experience required. You just need moderate term training on the job. And then the next one is tile and stone setters. They are also making $47,000. People who work in construction doing tile work and stone work, they are also making $47,000 a year. And again, no formal education. No any high school. No formal education required. I mean, that's big. To make 47,000. What? Yeah, to make $47,000. I thought it was 54 here, but 54 is the employment. So to make $47,000 and not have any education, not even elementary school, that is big. That is big, But some of us we don't even look there. We just want to work in a factory. You want to do some delivery, and you want to do something because you just keep yourself low. You don't think that you can rise up in economic or financial terms because your lack of education. This is something to point to you that you can do better than what you're doing now, if only you put your mind to it and you look for something better. So that is just construction, and there is more. If we can go more. And this one, I think, this one is fast-growing, well-paying jobs or occupations in maintenance and repair. Do not require college education, and these are also another specific area that we can talk about. And the first one, we're going to run through them in the interest of time. It says industrial machinery mechanics. That's the occupation title, right? All you need is a high school diploma or equivalent. That's all you need. And look at how much they're making. $59,840. $59,840. $59,840 for a median income for people who are industrial machinery mechanics. They work on the machines in industry, in factories and stuff like that. If it breaks down, those are the mechanics. And it is saying that according to the government, they're making 59. They have the stats. They have the stats. When you file your taxes, they know the numbers. So their numbers, that's why I like to use the government numbers. The numbers cannot be cooked. And so this is huge. $60,000 for being an industrial machinery mechanic. $60,000, approximately $60,000. That is huge. That is huge. How many college entry graduates can get this right after college? It's very few. You have to be a professional. You have to have had experience. You have to be, So this is, you get the idea. You know what I'm talking about. So you don't need college to overcome poverty. You just need to know which industry to land a job in. And again, all you need is high school diploma or equivalent. And then commercial drivers. We talked about transportation in the general overview, right? Commercial drivers, bus drivers, and all those another $60,000, $60,000 a year. You have overcome poverty right there. I'm telling you, you have overcome poverty right there. I'm telling you, you have overcome poverty right there. $60,000 for being a bus driver, for being a commercial driver, for being a tractor trailer driver. Those people make 6 figures. I know they make 6 figures, but however you start, look at that. You don't need a high school, you don't need an university degree. And they're saying that all you need is post-secondary non-degree award. So you may need to take some classes and get some certification, CDL license, which doesn't take a year to get. Few weeks, you get your driver's license that qualifies you to be a commercial driver, and you are boom, you are making money over and above what some college graduates are going to be making. The other one is aircraft mechanics and service technicians, those who work on airplanes in the airport, servicing airplanes, filling the gas when the airplane comes, when you are going to fly and you see people walking around pulling the aircraft and checking the engines and stuff. You look at them, you think that they are not doing anything, but they are making money. And of course they deserve it, because what they're doing is important. But the other thing is, they don't need a university degree. They just need training. And another huge one. Look at that. That's the clock ticking. It's $65,000, $65,380. Aircraft mechanics. No degree required. Post-secondary non-degree award. You just go for training in the schools that train them. And $65,000 is a median income. And the projection for growth is huge. 130,000 by the time it's 2020. 130,000 people are going to be recruited, and I'm telling you, it's going to be more, because more people have retired due to early retirement from COVID. And you don't need much in experience. It's no experience or competency required. So if you're done with high school diploma and you want to land a job that is well paid, but you don't want to go to college and do something that's going to take you 4 years, 5 years. You want something that is quick. This is an area to investigate. Become an aircraft mechanic or technician, and you are going to make enough money to overcome poverty. That's what we are about. We want you to overcome poverty. We don't want you to be poor. And the next one is mobile heavy equipment technicians or mechanics, except engines. Mobile heavy equipment mechanics. People in this area will understand what they are. And it's saying again that the growth is 152,000 in 2020. We are in 2022, so I can imagine it being more than that. And also, all you need is high school diploma or its equivalent, a GED, a high school diploma, anything equivalent to that. And that's the entry. And once you go in there, they train you. It may not be, an easy training, but at least once you are trained and you get the skill on your belt, nobody can take it from you. It's like your degree. You can walk to any company and work with it. And so, and with industrialization, it's not going to stop. You're going to be on demand all the time. So that's another area to look at. The other area is what? Farm equipment mechanics. So definitely mechanics. You get the idea. You know, engineering, industrial mechanics. You are going to make money enough that you don't need college education to get those jobs. You just have to get your hands dirty. Just get in a job, get trained, and then once you get a job, you're gonna. And these jobs are safer jobs. These are not jobs that when the economy gets bad, you're gonna lose them because it's a skill. When I'm talking about jobs, or careers. We want a career that is something that you work with your hands with, right? Something that nobody can take from you. Even if layoffs come, you can potentially start your own business because the skill nobody can take it from you. This is not like a managerial thing that when we lay off supervisors, you're going no. Even if you lose your job because it's a skill, once you train on the job and you get the income with your certification and your experience, you can work anywhere, any country, and you're going to be paid good. You overcome poverty right there. And so that's good. Male rights, you get the idea. So that's, I think, what let me see if there's any more. There's supposed to be another one, so another fast, well growing paying jobs related to transportation. Yeah, we talked about transportation. So let's go through transportation quickly also. Let's go to transportation. And this is data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, so of the government. You can check them out yourself. I didn't make them up. It's BLS.gov, based in the United States. And even though you may not be watching from the US, I want to share with you the fact that US is very representative of most of the Western countries, most large economies anyway. So wherever you are watching from, these may apply. So don't say that, oh, these numbers are just from US. It's going to apply everywhere because we are huge. It's a population of about 350 million. You can bet that everywhere you are going to find these jobs also paying you good money. All right. So the next one, transportation airfield operations specialist. Airfield operations specialist. I don't know what they do, but hey, the people who are holding lights and directing the plane, I'm pretty sure they all fall under this, right? Airfield operations specialists. You are all people who are managing small airfields for smaller aircrafts and stuff like that. But definitely, all you need is a high school diploma or its equivalent. And again, look at how much they're making: $47,880. This is huge. No experience is required. No experience is required. All right, and then when we come to the next one, we see pump operators, except wellhead pumpers. Pump operators are making $49,500, so basically $50,000 a year. And all they need is high school diploma or its equivalent. No degree required. No degree, no experience to enter. No experience to enter. This is huge. And then we have aircraft cargo handling supervisors. Aircraft cargo handling supervisors. Again, all you need is a high school diploma or its equivalent, and they are making $53,000. 53,000. I don't ever remember when I was trying to apply for jobs, thinking about working in an area like this. I'm talking about before college and stuff like that. You never think about it, getting a job in an airport about aircraft cargo handling. You don't even think about it. But the people who are there are making good money, and sometimes they need people too. And that's the whole point. It's on the list. These are fast growing sectors that need people because the economy is growing, and apart from that, being people don't even look for jobs over there, and so they don't need a college degree for that. And we have some comments coming in, so let me play some of the comments. I know a brother here is I think he is in one of those jobs, so he probably knows more. But Hamza is saying, oh, okay, thank you. He says, most needed information. Thanks so much for sharing. Thank you. Like that. Thank you. Thank you for appreciating that. All right. And then he also said that it is so helpful. It is so helpful. Very helpful information. And I'm happy that you find it that way. I hope you are going to take notes, those who are watching on the live and those who are going to watch later, to see what you can do as far as in the future is concerned for your own benefit. He knows what I'm talking about. He's in one of those industries, and I know he's making big money. All right, all right. So yeah, so that is some of the information. If we keep going, commercial. I'm gonna switch my mouse again. If you keep going now, you see aircraft cargo handling is the last one we talked about, $53,400 a year. And again, all you need is high school diploma or its equivalent. And your experience you need is less than 5 years. Less than 5 years experience. And commercial pilots, whoops, I didn't even think about that. Commercial pilot, you don't need a degree to be a commercial pilot. You know what that's what I'm talking about. We are going to fry some eggs right here. My goodness, this is good information. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, we got to fry more eggs. This is good. You're going to eat and be happy. Wow, $99,640 per year for to be a commercial, pilot, and all you need is a high school diploma. Now, I can bet you that some college graduates are going there for that job because not only is it neat or nice to be a pilot, but if you go there with a college degree, you probably will be taken quickly because they're taking people with high school diploma and its equivalent, and they're making $100,000. My goodness, that is good. That is good. Wow, wow, $99,000. That is huge. That is huge, and you don't need a college degree. You don't need a college degree. This is close to what a doctor is making. Some doctors are making 120, 150, $200,000, depending on their specialty. And you don't need a high school degree. You become a pilot, you just the training, and you make $100,000. That's huge. That is huge. So that is very important that we share. And also, there's more. So subway and streetcar operators. You know, the subway train, the people who work on the subways, as well as the people who work on the streetcars, I think the streetcar is the trains that are held by cables. That's what I think. I could be wrong. But they are also making $81,000 per year. $81,000. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Did you ever think about it before you went to college? You never did, right? But those are jobs that you can make even without a college degree. And so, if you have not, if you have not looked for jobs because you think you don't have a degree in these areas, this is a secret for you. Go right there and search on those platforms and those sectors. And definitely, this is transportation alone. We talked about construction, and there's a lot of good information there that you can find. All right. So if you know somebody who would benefit from this stream, make sure you share the video with them because some people may have given up, on their job search, or they may be saying that, you know what, I don't want to go and do anything again. I'm giving up. I'm stuck in my job. Whatever it is that people may be saying, you can tell them, hey, there's more out there that you can actually get. Table 4, selected fast-growing, well-paying occupation that do not require college degrees. But yeah, if we keep going, we can see it's not even this is a bunch of stuff put together. That's why you see an athlete running, healthcare professional, and other people standing there. So this is a bunch put together, and you can tell athletes and sports competitors, $77,000. This is 2021 numbers, so 2022 definitely went up. Cannot share that. And there's also people who are doing private detectives and investigators. They are also making $59,000. $59,000 to be a private detective. 59, which is close to 60,000, right? Private detectives and private investigators, those are jobs that you don't also need any degree for. All you need is a high school degree or its equivalent. And then also community health workers, they are making $47,000 approximately. It's $46,590. Community health care. You like healthcare, but you don't have the degree. You don't have the nursing degree. You don't have the pharmacy degree. You don't have the doctor degree. Well, you can still get a job there and make $46,000, and it's respectable too, right? Community health workers, and then also there are hearing aid specialists. Hearing aid specialists, you don't need a degree. Hearing aid, there's a degree for audiology and stuff like that, but you don't need a degree to get a job that will pay you $59,500. $59,500. Can you imagine? You don't need a job. You don't need a degree for that. And it's hearing aid specialists, hearing aid, those who work on your ears so you can, hear, you know what I'm talking about. Those people are making $59,000 in the median income. And then also miscellaneous, first time supervisors, protective service workers, and stuff like that. They are also making $52,480. $52,480. Can you imagine? $52,480. Supervisor, miscellaneous first line supervisors and protective service workers. And so I can tell you that you don't need to wallow in poverty because of no higher education. Basically, that's the point we are trying to drive here. Remember, I told you we're going to do a caveat. The caveat that I have is that much as you have higher paying jobs without college degrees, it is always a good idea if you have the opportunity to have that degree on your belt. I mean, if you have a degree and you become an airline pilot, you're making 100,000. It doesn't hurt, right? So having a college degree even makes your position even more secure in terms of if you have the job and there's a downturn and stuff like that, or promotions may also not be as quick for you if you don't have college degree, right? If you have college degree, those help. But you don't want to stay home and not look for jobs in those sectors just because you were a high school grad or a high school dropout or you didn't get education. The one that I saw that was paying so much without any education, it baffles me. And why? Because that's how life is. Not everybody needs to work so hard to make it. And so if you are smart, by being smart, by looking at the right places, having the right connections, and looking and searching for what is rightfully yours, you can land a job that will pay you more money than what somebody who spends 12 years in college would get. So don't let poverty break your back. Don't let your family dwell in abject poverty just because of your education level. We want to overcome poverty. We want to overcome disease. Make sure that you look for the right places. Go to the right industries. Search and ensure that you make up all that you need. You can make them all over there. So we are wrapping up the show, and I want to thank you again for joining us. Just want you to click the share button before we close. Just click the share and the like buttons and make sure that other people also see it, because this is very important info. You can always refer back to the video. That's why you need to subscribe, because if you don't subscribe, how are you going to refer back to it? If you subscribe, you can always go back to the channel and watch what industry I was paying 59,000. It sounds like something I can do. Let me just look for that. Subscribe, and obviously it's not just that. We are going to be talking about other things. So for your health tips, and all those other good stuff, go on this channel wherever you're watching from. If it's not YouTube, go to YouTube. You can see the links below. It says that like and subscribe at Life and Health Show. If you go to youtube.com/@Life and Health Show, you can subscribe there, or youtube.com, the easier one, /@Dr. Oteng, or DROTENG. And you can subscribe there and you won't miss any of our shows. Again, if you didn't watch last week, make sure you watch it, because it is important. It's going to give you more context as to why we are doing this and why this is also important. So, as we conclude, I want you to remember the caveat is that college education is always good. But if for reasons of age, you're old, you can't go back to school, or even money, financial reasons, you can't see yourself through, you can't get the loans and stuff, or you just don't want to waste time going to college and studying, this is the right way for you to make money and overcome poverty. Those places that we talked about, and I'm pretty sure there's more, but at least this is where you start. And so we thank you for sharing your afternoon with us. And we want to say, beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. Thanks for watching.